So we have been scouring the datascape, trying to find the next best rogue deck to play on this channel. And I think we have finally found it. So we're going to open the gate and show you what we can do with this deck. What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another local diaries. So let us jump in. For today's local diaries, we are going to be putting our meta away. So say goodbye, Rescue Ace. We don't need you. And we are going to put the pendulums to rest because we have been swinging into action most recently, topping with Zark Magicians, Exodia Ignite, and Pendulum Magicians. And we're going to go to our old reliable deck, and we're going to be playing Virtual World. Virtual World has been a deck I have picked up since Phantom Rage, and it has been one of my favorite decks to pilot since. And honestly, if you have been around for True King of All Calamities, you know how devastating this deck can be. But because of power creep, this deck has flown under the radar, and I think it might be a next best rogue budget deck. So we're going to show you our variant and then what you can change out to make it more affordable for you. So let me show you the profile and let us go to locals. All right, let me show you our deck profile that we are working with today. So the Virtual World engine is very small, but it is useful enough. So we play triple Maihimi Lulu, triple Himi Nyan Nyan, triple Roshi Lao Lao, triple Kirin Lili, and triple Shishi Gigi. As for our standard Virtual World lineup and monsters, and then in terms of their spell and traps, we play 2 Virtual World Gate King Longs, 2 triple Kuei Loons, triple Chooch, and then 1 Zong Wu. So this is really a standard Virtual World lineup, and honestly, if you get this at its most budget, so like lowest rarities from like either the tin or the Phantom Rage, you're looking at pretty much less than like anywhere between $10 to $15 just for this, and you probably could snag it for less than 10, which is really affordable, especially if you are wanting to play like a synchro deck that is good and has like a range of ability to expand and play alongside different engines. I have played Virtual World Punk and Virtual World Sword Soul, and they are really fun, and since both engines have been reprinted, they are pretty cheap. But my version for today is just a straight Virtual World with gas, and so it is a little bit more on the expensive side because we are playing triple copies of Kashtira Fenrir. And honestly, the Fenrir package you could drop and play like hand traps or something in its place. We do play triple copies of Emergency Teleport, which are pretty cheap. You can get those from Grand Creators. Then we play Pot of Desire, 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Talents, 1 Called By, and thanks to the lovely rarity collection, you can pick up these for pretty cheap. And then we are also playing triple Skill Drain. So by being a little degenerate today, the reason for Skill Drain is our extra deck is a lot of just beat stick monsters. So we're not having to really worry as much with our effects going first. And so we can have our interruptions, and then if our opponent's able to break through those, we just flip Skill Drain. And since all the Virtual World cards activate and resolve in hand, don't have to worry about it. And then last but not least, we play triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, again, because the rarity collection, pretty cheap and affordable. So if you are wanting to play a budget version of this build, all you have to do is really just drop the Fenrirs and you're gold. And then replace it with hand traps. The only issue with trying to play a budget version, so I did the math on this version, and this came out to just shy of $200 because of the extra deck. So we do play 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon and 1 Invoked Caliga. If you wanted to, you could drop the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon and play. So in place of the Fenrirs, you play 1 Havnus, 1 Shadal Dragon or Shadal Beast. Invoke in place of the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, play 1 copy of Winda. And that's still pretty good. And then you have 1 more card for flexibility. And honestly, you could play let's see if I remember what it's called, the Psychic Wheel Eater or Wielder, something like that. for just a free extender. For our synchros, we play 1 Zolkin, 1 Baron, 1 QB Shenshin, 1 Dragon Mech, 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Virtual Beast Juju, and 1 Muddy Mud Dragon. So Muddy Mud can let you get into either one of these, since it can substitute itself as Alistair or Dark Magician, and then you're typically fusing it away for Ultimaya, classic old Virtual World play. And then our next couple cards in the extra deck do add up some price. It was Zeus, Typhon, Tiger Fufu really isn't expensive, so I play the Tiger Fufu because you can go Dragon Mech, QB Shenshin, use Dragon Mech to banish, to pop something, then overlay into Fufu, and then Fufu's a free negate. Or if you're going first, you go into the QB Shenshin and then use Chooch to raise the level of one of your level 6 virtual worlds to overlay into this, which gets you a free negate. You always want to detach the QB Shenshins, that way you can revive it on your turn, on your next turn. And then our next card is a Volzar Lars from Dune, which is really great since you do play level 6 monsters. And this is a free negate for any one face-up card on the field, which is really great. And so if you are wanting to play a budget version, essentially you'll drop these 3. And then what you can do in its place, you put Winda in its place here. You can put number 39 Utopia Beyond, and then Zeus will be Geomathnic Final Sigma, which there's a cool line that you can do with that. Also, since you do take out Fenrir's, you don't need the Baron anymore because there is no level 4 tuner monster that you could use. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how it works if you wanted to play a little bit more on a budget. And if you do that, it does drop this deck price significantly down from that less than $200 to about $70. There are still some of these cards that are expensive, like Stardust Charge Warrior only has 2 printings in this gold, and then in the new El Dorado gold order, Crystal Wing has a couple printings. I think this one might be its cheapest. But that is it for our extra deck. Let me show you our side deck, which has some valued cards, but most of the reprints. So we got triple copies in Nibiru, triple Ash, and triple Droll. I think these are good hand traps to put in. So like if you don't need the Fenrir's, you can put a Nib. Don't need the skill drains, put an Ash, Droll, whatever. The deck is flexible enough that you can just side out crap. So we do play 1 Harpy with 2 Cosmics, and then evenly match till I die, or this card gets hit some way or another, or just gets power crept. I will always be playing evenly. It is just so good being able to board wipe. So that is it for our deck profile, and honestly I am excited to go with this. This is Virtual World I've been playing since Phantom Rage, since the True King block, so I am excited to play this, show you guys how it can perform. So let's head on over to locals and see how we do for today. All right, you guys, so we are at our locals, totally spaced recording round 1. So we're going to do round 1 recap. Round 1 we play against Heroes, and we saw Heroes on our last local diaries. This Heroes is a little bit different as it focused more on a Destiny hero build and less than on an overall hero build. But game 1 we opened up the nuts, set up our board, or at least we had hoped. We didn't open up all that great. I made a couple misplays, but we were able to end on Kaliga and Lao Lao with Chooch live. So my opponent couldn't push through that. Then it came back to me winning a Baron, and we just OTK. Game 2, he opened up the nuts. I had the right hand traps though. We were able to just break the board, go for game, and we take a 2-0 sweep. We go into round 2. Playing against Goatee, and honestly I was a little worried about Goatee being able to banish my stuff until I remember I'm okay with stuff being banished because I can recycle it. So we end up taking a 2-0 sweep there. He vanished my board, but I had a second Fenrir in my hand, so we just summoned Fenrir and we just kind of popped off. So we were able to take a win in that regards, and it looks like round 3 we might be playing against the same Dogmatica Cash that we played on Thursday, and also the last locals when we were playing Exotic. So we'll see if that's true or not. But hey, so far we're doing pretty good with our virtual world. I am honestly loving the deck. It's an all reliable for me, as is Mathmech, and as is any cyber strategy really that I play. So hopefully this will be one of those keeper decks that we just keep on playing. But hey, stay tuned, you guys. Look at that. We got duels going on right there. Another duel going on right here. Honestly, just a good day for Yu-Gi-Oh! And we got other stuff going on in the shop, but we're looking pretty good. All right, you guys, so Locals is over, round 3. We played against Dogmatic Cash as I predicted, and we were 2-0 swept. So game 1, I didn't have the best of hands to break his going first board, so we ended up taking the L there with my zones being locked and then not being able to play straight through it. Game 2, I went first. I was not able to set up my double negate like I was used to in testing and in later rounds today. And he dropped the evenly. And we ended up taking the L as he set up his board with Kashtira. Didn't even have the Dogmatic engine until later in the game. And we ended up taking the L. We had a lot of back and forth in that game too. And it was really fun, and I was still happy with the way Virtual performed because it was really great playing with the engine. Maybe later I might play more hand traps because I saw skill train once today, and I used it as discard fodder because I knew he had the Zeus to board wipe. Luckily he didn't Zeus when I summoned out Typhon, so we were able to get rid of Zeus. But today was good overall. We take second place today at Locals. I am just really great at taking second place, I guess. We've been piloting so many different decks, so many different challenges for myself, and it has been really fun and fruitful, great learning experiences. Hopefully one of these days we'll take first place again. But that is it for our local diaries today, you guys. Remember, if you like the content, like and subscribe, and we'll get you that Dark World profile up soon. And we're also going to see if we can get that Dogmatica Kashtira deck profile on this channel because it is the sauce, especially for those that are still wanting to play Kashtira and still have those cards. I think this engine is a good supplemental as it does make up for its weaknesses. But I can let the pro talk about that in a future video. So again, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one, duelists. We'll pass it over to you.